So you've just watched your entire class be slaughtered mercilessly. What do you get in return? Thrown in the slammer for it. Hey everyone, today I am talking about the manga Deadman Wonderland. It's going to be covering Volume 1. The manga was written by Jinsei Kataoka and was illustrated by Kazuma Kondou, who also wrote and illustrated the Eureka 7 manga. Deadman Wonderland starts 10 years after a massive earthquake has basically sunk the better part of Tokyo. Main character Ganta leads a relatively normal life with his classmates and friends. One day, though, he hears a strange song, and when he looks out his classroom window, sees this man hanging there in the midair, dressed all in red. And this man proceeds to attack the classroom, and he slaughters everybody except for Ganta. Instead, he shoots Ganta. Now, Ganta thinks that he's about to die, but he wakes up in the hospital completely unharmed. Next thing he knows, he's the one being accused of committing these murders. And he's tried, and he is sentenced to death. While he waits for his sentence to be carried out, he's sent to Deadman Wonderland, which is the first privately owned for-profit prison in Japan. And it's actually set up on the remains of Tokyo. Now, Deadman Wonderland is kind of a weird prison. When I say it's for profit, they actually run it like an amusement park. There's actually amusement park rides, and the inmates put on performances, music performances, magical acts, what have you, that the public is allowed to come in and view. So it's kind of a weird setup. Now, Ganta is sent to this prison, and while he's there, he meets this very strange girl named Shiro, who basically says that she and Ganta are friends from way back, even though he can't remember her. Now, of course, as things go on, we do find out that there is potentially something else going on at Deadman Wonderland, perhaps something far more sinister than just a prison, especially when we realize that it is possible that the man who committed the act of murdering Ganta's classmates may actually be at that same prison. Deadman Wonderland, by its very nature, is a pretty violent manga, so if you're not into blood, gore, decapitations, limbs being severed and stuff like that, then this probably isn't the manga for you. Artistically, it is really well done, though. There's some very interesting choices done in terms of color. The initial opening pages of this volume were done in black and white with just touches of red for highlight, which were really effective. Story-wise, it's pretty engaging. There was a lot going on in this manga that really grabbed my attention. First of all, why was Ganta even sent to prison? It should seem pretty obvious that he was as much a victim as everyone else. The other thing is, who was this crazy man? Why did he attack Ganta's class? Why did he leave Ganta alive? What's going on at Deadman Wonderland? And there's some other stuff that I don't really want to spoil that occurs, but definitely it would grab you and say, what the heck is going on? Now, Deadman Wonderland does have sort of the paranormal, superpowered human element to it. So that's not as obvious in the manga at the beginning of it. Well, aside from the fact that the guy who destroys Ganto's classroom is literally flying when he does it. But overall, the series does become much more about superpowered humans, and there's paranormal elements and science gone mad. So it's a bit of a mishmash of genres. The thing that makes it pretty unique, though, is the Deadman Wonderland setting, which is pretty cool the way that it's realized artistically in terms of being built in this ruin of a city. They've literally built the amusement park / prison on top of the remains of Tokyo. Characterization-wise, Ganta initially is a bit of an annoying character, honestly. He spends a lot of the why me, why is this happening to me? But when Ganta decides to stand up, you see hints of a really cool character, and immediately you see sort of where his character arc is going to go. And I was impressed by that, and I did like that, and I liked it when it happened. It was pretty cool. So overall, Deadman Wonderland, this first volume, was pretty engaging and had a lot of cool elements that I was really intrigued by. In fact, I went and then binge read the entire series. There's 58 chapters, I believe, being released over 22 volumes. So there's quite a bit of manga to read in this. Most of the chapters are at least 30 plus pages. So I actually did binge read the rest of this series, and it was pretty cool. I actually really enjoyed it. I couldn't stop reading it, obviously. So I give a thumbs up to Deadman Wonderland. I really enjoyed this first volume, and like I said, totally grabbed me enough that I went ahead and read the rest of the series. Now, there is an anime that was made based on this series. However, just taking a really quick look at where it ends off, it looks like it only covers about the first third of the manga series. So I don't know that it really gets into the story as much as what the manga does. So if you've watched the anime and you kind of thought that they just left you hanging and there really wasn't much of an explanation to things and so forth, read the manga. It is fairly well put together, and pretty much everything's answered as you read that through the entirety of the series. So that's my review on Deadman Wonderland. Check it out if you like the violent type manga. If you're really not into violence, if you're not into gore, decapitations, fights, and all that sort of thing, then definitely a manga to steer away from. Let me know what you thought about this manga if you read it. Don't forget to click subscribe to the channel and check out some of the other videos that I post. I'll be back next week with another review. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye bye.